We started this journey together, chasing the unknown, seeking what we could not see. One final step.
I'm a sucker for realistic graphics. That's not really a hot take, but the next one might be. To make a very scary horror game, you really do need them. Smaller studios generally don't have the money or the manpower to create games with high quality graphics. With Routine, Lunar Studio did it anyway. They created a game dripping with atmosphere, with visuals that pushed this game in the top tier of those that released in 2025. Routine was first announced in 2012, a long time ago by most people's standards. Production was slowed and eventually halted due to financial issues and creative disagreements. In 2020, the publisher Raw Fury got involved, and it still took 5 more years to get a release date of December 4th, 2025. The result is a solid horror game experience that excels in graphics, art direction, and atmosphere, but with noticeably weak gameplay.
Oh, hell no! Hell no!
You might ask, they had 13 years, so why not excellent gameplay? It's a fair question, and one I can't answer. In this review, you'll have a good idea why I believe this game rises above its mediocre gameplay to create a 6-hour experience full of steely dread with some well-timed jump scares. I'm James with Horror 100, where horror games are reviewed only after getting 100% of the achievements. My Steam profile is linked in the description for you to verify this for yourself. Also, and we're a far way off from this, but this channel will never accept gifts within the industry, like review copies or sponsorships, in order to be as unbiased as possible. With that out of the way, let's get into it. The story starts like this. You're an unnamed character aboard a lunar station. You awaken in your quarters to find that you've been quarantined for 7 days for an unknown reason. After a bit of searching, you find a document that reveals you've been hired as a software engineer. Something's wrong and it's your job to fix it. As soon as you venture out, you're struck by the size of the station. It's huge and looks like it could accommodate a small city's worth of people. In fact, it's part tourist destination. Most of it is cold and severe, just like you'd imagine, but there are some more pleasant locations like a shopping mall and other retail outfits that add some warmth. Although there's not much variety in enemy design, the place is teeming with monstrosities that can rip your little head off, so you use stealth mechanics and a tool called a CAT, which means, and this is a mouthful, Cosmonaut Assistance Tool, to survive. The weapon, for lack of a better word, is pretty cool. You interact with it directly, using it to solve puzzles in unique ways. It runs on a battery, which can die, but there are batteries all over the place, so the mechanic doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It would have been better to either toss the battery requirement or make running out of juice a problem that requires resource management. As it stands, the need to keep changing batteries is a bit silly, despite how innovative the device is. The game's part walking sim, part stealth, with a bit of combat thrown in for good measure. I'm using combat loosely here because you never battle enemies, you only stun them. I didn't find that to be any more helpful than running away. You run faster than the enemies, and there are plenty of places to hide if you pay attention. Puzzles are fun at first, if not a little difficult and obscure, but toward the end, they become a real slog. There's a part of the game where you have to interact with breakers in order to turn on power to open doors, but the power supply is limited, meaning you have to keep some doors off to power the others. This led to excessive backtracking. If that wasn't annoying enough, you're also being pursued by a terrifying enemy that's initially invisible. That enemy, though, once you can see him, is pure nightmare fuel. This is going to sound crazy, but let him kill you at least once. The animation for this is badass and it's absolutely worth seeing. Walking sims have a reputation for being lazily designed. In Routine, there wasn't anything lazy about it. Whether you're figuring out puzzles, hiding from or stunning enemies, or a combination, it felt deliberate and just right. Routine mixes up walking sim and stealth mechanics in a tasteful way. There's no inventory to manage, but you do eventually have a couple of modules for your cat, and they're equally important to the gameplay. They probably could have added a module or two more to make the gameplay more interesting. One you can see through walls with maybe, or maybe one that you can fire once or twice per area that will give you puzzle hints. Just some examples off the top of my head. It's worth repeating that this game has amazing atmosphere. Rooms trail off into the darkness, revealing expertly crafted, unsettling disarray and terrifying enemies. Everything you look at is so believable that you forget this is something that was painstakingly created. The view of the moon's surface, with Earth and the sun far in the distance, makes you feel insignificant. Emptiness is in the design, evoking loneliness, which can be a horror in itself. The music and sound design continue this feeling of isolation. You hear plaintive melodies along with sounds of you and your enemies walking around wordlessly, and boy does it work. The graphics are crisp and clean, and the lighting is chosen perfectly. With visuals like routines, you'd expect some occasional jank and stuttering, but I didn't see any. It was a smooth experience from beginning to end. It's sad that this isn't the norm, but we all know it's not. Even though it took 13 years on and off to make this game, the smooth experience is noteworthy. It's not verified on Steam Deck, so I didn't try it, but I've heard that it's not a fun experience, so keep that in mind. The story made me go, huh? You know how you get done with playing a game, and whether you liked it or not, you ask yourself, what the f just happened? What the f? I always liked that with Routine, but when I thought about it, I realized I still didn't get it. Thankfully, there are some good lore videos out there, and it makes sense. I don't know if understanding the story right away is related to whether it's good, but it means something. Maybe my brain broke, I don't know. I mean, I liked it once I had an inkling about what was happening, so my final judgment is the narrative was pretty good. The Platinum can be achieved easily in one playthrough if you know what to look out for, with most of the trophies being unmissable. I went in blind and missed a couple of them. The ones I missed in my first run were obtained very early on in my second. Getting the Platinum was easy, but it didn't feel all that satisfying. So to recap, Routine is a sci-fi horror experience with amazing atmosphere. It looks, sounds, and even runs great. It's part stealth, part walking sim, with very little combat, so keep that in mind when you're deciding whether you want to buy it. The cat is a unique weapon and puzzle-solving device, and I want one. The puzzles are clever but annoying at the end as they require significant backtracking. It's for these reasons that I award it a gold chainsaw. Separate from my chainsaw system, my tier ranking has to do with how effective a horror game it is. Believe it or not, for my tier ranking, it almost achieves S tier, mainly due to the innovative cat. I place Routine in the A tier. There are notable games that use weapons in similar ways though, so it's not quite innovative enough to get there. Routine is a great experience if you're in the mood for it. Go in expecting an alluring environment and you won't be disappointed. Go in expecting excellent combat and puzzles, you'll likely be left wanting for more. And if you made it this far, thank you. Write your scary thoughts in the comments. Be safe, check under your beds and inside your closets before you go to sleep, and I'll be back soon.